Hello, welcome to the latest bonus Wind in the Willows episode review. If you saw the last video today, apologies, it's been running a bit late with all this and I ended up recording this the following morning. Yeah, just a lot going on with the conference and everything, but thanks for being patient, those who are waiting for it. This, of course, is for Happy Birthday. Episode from Series 5 and episode number 9, I believe. So yeah, this is a great one. I remember this from the WHSmith exclusive video in the UK. Don't know if anyone remembers that. Happy Birthday and Other Stories. And it was a video my brother had. So I'll talk a bit more about that as we get stuck into it. So let's press play. Pressing play right now. Okay. So like I say, my brother got the original VHS release of this, and it was the same time as I got the Lord Toad video. So we had a Wind in the Willows video each. To be totally honest, this isn't one of my absolute favourites. I mean, I think it's got some nice moments in it, some nice ideas. But I think overall, I think it's something to do with the look of it, the look of the animation. Not disrespect anyone who worked on it. This was an episode directed by Brian Little, who came on to Series 5 towards the end. He kind of took over from Francis Vose, really. Well, he worked alongside Francis Vose, rather. He took over from people like Chris Taylor and Jackie Cocker, who were kind of letting go of the series a little bit by this point and working on Truckers. But also there was the special that Jackie Cocker directed, which was made, I think it was actually made after these episodes, even though these episodes were broadcast after the special. So Brian Little, he did 3 episodes, and he went on to direct many other series like Hot Animation, and later on I believe at McKinnon and Saunders. But the centre of this episode is the fact that Toad's birthday is coming up, as the title suggests, and the way it's worked out actually is kind of appropriate. We're in November, and Toad's birthday, as he's hinting at here, is the 28th of November, Sagittarius. I'm a Sagittarian as well. My birthday's coming up as well. I think Ratty looks nice in this episode. He looks really something to do with the lighting there. But again, it's got a lovely cosy feel the way it opens. And as Toad said, now that the winter's drawing on, and of course it's still in autumn, but winter's coming. And what cosier place than Badger's house? But I always think, the lighting could have been a bit softer and gentle in places, and then a bit harsher on the actual characters. But that's just part of its, the time that it was made in, and kind of the look of the whole series. Everything's fairly flat in places, but overall we still get that cosy feeling, don't we? And the warmth and not just the look of it, but the friendship of the characters and everything. But we got Toad in his iconic checkered suit, which we don't see so often in Series 5. So it's introducing a new craze for Toad, which would be astrology, of course. So Badger's looking up Sagittarians, and I quite like this. When I first saw this as a child, I thought he was actually reading this, and of course he's making it up, a lot of it. Lovers of speed are all little traits of Toad that we all know and absolutely match. Notice the picture in the background there from the producer's lot, that lovely photo, which I recreated as well. Nice to see Badger laugh like that. We don't often hear him laugh quite so much. Now these books, just while I think about it, all these little miniature books that are made, I've seen 1 or 2 of them, and to get all those pages, obviously you need individual pieces of paper. And if the characters were opening to a particular page, then they would have printed the text in miniature, if we see it, the text and so on. But the rest of the book would have been real books just sort of chopped up. So I've seen them in actual, almost trying to work out what book it was that was chopped up. It'd be quite ironic if it was The Wind in the Willows, wouldn't it? I like that then Beethoven gramophone record there. I've always loved Badger's gramophone record player that often dominates a lot of the background in his home. I always thought that animation of Toad with his hand looked like he's just brushing that side. Badger said it's sentimental value to me, and it's almost like Toad's dismissing that. Just that action suggested it. Mole enjoying a good glass of port, I guess it is. Now this scene has got a different look, and I believe it's because we have a different animator here. I think Andrea Lord animated this, because she does appear in the credits, and she didn't often work with Brian Little, but certainly towards the end. You can just see a difference in the animation. It looks a bit, dare I say it, a bit more controlled, like she knows what she's doing. Not to say the others didn't, but it just looks a bit... I think Andrea had much more experience than the other animators, which would have been, I believe, Marge. Let me just double check. Yes. Yeah, so we had Marge Graham, who I've mentioned before, was on the original feature and then came back for the series, and then Rachel Hall, Mark Hall's daughter, who, being an animator was quite new for her, and she was kind of introduced into it, didn't really know whether it was what she wanted to do, and she only worked as an animator, well, not for many years. I think she worked on Creepy Crawlies as well, and that was the show that was used for training for this show. So they did their best though. They did well enough, I think. It all works. It communicates, but in all honesty, it's not quite the Toad that we see with under Paul Berry's hands or Barry Purvis's hands. But Andrea Lord, I believe, did do that. So yeah, you can just tell by the back when we get back to the animation here. It's just a bit. It's very hard to put my finger on it. Can't quite describe it. It just looks a bit more wooden. But I love that costume though, isn't that marvellous? And that was a really good reveal then. Of like we just start up with close-ups, and Billy Rabbit says the line while he disguises as a wigwam, and we just get a hint of Toad's hat, and then we go for the full wide shot, and we're, as an audience, we're laughing while he's saying, "I'm not disguised as a wigwam." So I like that. It's well directed, beautifully directed. So, and Brian Little's a great director. I think his episodes are well put together. But like I say, I'm not a huge fan just because of I've just seen better animation overall, to be honest. But it's also a little bit slow paced as well. But I like this scene though, because this is presumed as part of the Wildwood, or almost is at the edge of the Wildwood. We've got a fence there and a stile. Is that kind of an entrance into the Wildwood, and we confirm it's the Wildwood kind of with the weasels appearing shortly. But it's nice. It's a generic set that we've never really seen before. But looking at it now, I never really noticed they look like flat cut out trees in the background, don't they? There's one there that literally looks like a flat panel. That's interesting. I've never noticed that before. And when they did have flat 2D illustrations for some of the interiors, which they've always used throughout, but I've never noticed flat trees like that. This is an optical illusion. So this, I felt this dialogue always dragged on a little bit, but what Toad's trying to prove is that he can guess Billy Rabbit's birthday, and that Billy's getting it wrong. And of course, here we go with the weasels. It's their usual tricks. Listening in on what's going on. But what they really want to do is just steal something from Toad. Which turns out to be his watch. So yeah, even Toad's look there just looks a bit off. Partly it's the puppet, but it's the way it's controlled as well. And like there, he's just staring at nothing. He's listening, but he's just staring down. So it's just the reactions are weak in places. And his nose is a bit too far up there. And I'm critical. I can't help it. I like this. An apologist. So this might be a different animator took over here. The nose was just lifted a bit. I think we have switched animators, so it might have been Rachel, I don't know. But Rachel always said, you know, it's a real challenge animating Toad. I mean, when you're following, you're standing on giants essentially, when you think of Barry and Paul. And she had a hard time trying to do it, but she's grateful she got the chance. I mean, what a wonderful character to have a chance to animate it with. And I believe that costume would have had wire in it, so it's staying in position quite nicely there. See, these shots, they're just extreme close-ups, almost fisheye lens shots. And like the huge nose of Toad on the screen. Imagine watching out the big screen, it'd just be a bit too much impact. And it's funny, you know, even as a child, you know, like I say, I got the Lord Toad video, which featured a lot of Paul Bearer's animation. Great episodes on it. And then my brother got this one, and we watched my one first. And then straight off the bat we watched this one. And I remember at the time thinking, these aren't as good. And I knew it was just the look of the animation, not necessarily the stories, but they are later episodes. And again, I know there's a lot of people watching who love Series 5, and I do as well, but I think the Lord Toad video were Series 4 episodes, and for me it was the pinnacle. And Cosgrove always felt it was a series too many, and the only reason Series 5 or the Oh Mr. Toad spin-off series existed is because at the time there was literally nothing else coming in, and they needed to keep going. They needed another project, and all the assets for Wind and the Willows were there, of course, so it just made sense to do another series. But they, of course, rebranded it under the Oh Mr. Toad title, and I was delighted. I remember them very well being on TV, but I think the studio felt they were struggling for stories. I know Brian Troon was struggling for scripts, finding more ideas, and also they were just a bit tired of it. I don't think I would have ever been tired of it. I would have got on happily. And some people said, like Sue Pugh said, she never got tired of it. She worked on it for so many years, never got tired of it. But yeah, other members of the crew, like Chris Taylor, for instance, was a little bit fed up. It's like series 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, just going on and on. So here we have the return of Toad's beautiful telescope, which we saw, of course, in Toad Astronomer. A lot of people think it was only used for that episode, but no, here it is in all its glory again. Nice to see the box that it came in as well. We never saw that in Toad Astronomer. Lovely touch, that. Like he stored it away and unpackaged it. And those of you who came to my talk would have probably seen my window box. I've created a window box where the telescope, the very telescope, yes, it does exist, and I do have it. Very privileged to have it. It exists in this kind of scene that I've recreated. I've probably recreated a scene from Toad Astronomer, so I won't reveal any more. Eventually I will show it on here and showcase it. Now there's a miniature Toad Hall lit up. Beautiful again. And it's nice to see Toad back on his roof. Now again, Toad Astronomer was special to me because of, I remember distinctly Toad being on his roof. But I'm pretty sure it was that one I remember seeing during this original broadcast. It was in the 80s. This, of course, was 1990. And but it's a similar setup. Never saw the clock before, which is an interesting touch. We never ever saw the clock in Toad Astronomer. That's stupid. I mean, he's bought a carriage clock. And again, that's good directing. I think it's a great sense of humour by Little. Don't know if it was in the original script, but he's literally brought this carriage clock with him when he's got the giant clock behind him. And it's well directed because we reveal the two clocks together while he's saying, Can't think where my watch has come to. He just said, "Good job I bought this," you know, and we see the two clocks together. And that's totally it. So it's interesting learning a bit about the construction of Toad Hall here, and again think back to Toad Astronomer. They're obviously reusing the roof set here, but it's slightly different. We're not seeing the towers at the moment. We're just seeing, or as in the chimneys that we saw before. We're just seeing this clock tower. So it's slightly more left to right, 3/4 in that sense. There's a wide shot coming up though, and I can't quite remember how that looks. So we'll see. And reminds us a little bit of, last time the weasels took the ladder, didn't they? But this time they're trying to get up the ladder, presumably to, I don't know, try and steal the telescope. I don't know how they get away with that. So yeah, we don't see the towers, do we? Unless it's too dark to. Now, I don't know what the significance is of that. Was that part of the clock? I don't. Maybe I'm being stupid. I always wondered what that shot was about, what that object was. I'm probably totally missing something there, and one of you watching will point it out, and it'll probably be so obvious. But that's quite nicely lit, isn't it? We've got the kind of the shadows of the window there. So we're now coming to the culmination of the episode, where it's this nice happy ending coming up. One of Toad's crazy's gone stupidly wrong again. He's caught a cold in the process. And then we've got this lovely surprise for him, where, of course, they've all bought gifts. Even the weasels are there. And of course, it's Toad's birthday. And he's wondering why they're all there at first. And
it's your birthday.
So, I mean, this kind of idea for an episode is it exists across so many series, doesn't it? Somebody's birthday, or they're trying to keep it a secret, or they might be hinting at it. I mean, it's absolutely in Toad's character to try and hint that it's coming, isn't it? So it's not by any means an original idea, but I like the astrology angle on it. I thought that was quite nice, quite a neat idea that Toad gets into astrology and they make a craze out of it, an excuse to get the telescope back out and all that. But apart from that, it's kind of got a very basic structure, really. We always like that line, my brother and I, many happy returns. As in he's returning it. He threw it though, didn't he? He's like, there we go. Could have easily shattered it. Nice line from Matty there, found it in his pocket. And this always made me laugh, the cash got just in bits. I've never heard very nice said so in such a funny way. He really used to make my dad laugh that. Very nice. That very tremble in his voice. And you always have to repeat the very nice, of course. Now, I noticed the henchman putting his fingers in his ears. And the chief hiding himself. They hate all this kind of thing. They're not joining him. It's nice though, isn't it? He's got his friends there, even the weasels. But it'd be nice to have Otter there, I guess, and Portly, and a few more field mice and so on, but almost you want like a longer episode to see him have a birthday party, wouldn't you? You almost want like another one where Toad becomes the centre of attraction again, he's showing off and maybe more people arrive. It's like fancy dress, but it's a bit low key at the end of the episode, but it's a nice fitting ending, isn't it? So there you go, that's Happy Birthday. So yeah, be interested to know what you think of that. Like I say, not a huge favourite of mine, but it's nice. It does feel like though, doesn't it? It's winding to the end of series 5 by that point. It feels like the energy's kind of slipped a bit, and I think there are far stronger episodes in series 5. So I think it's one of the best. But yeah, let me know what you think. Love to hear your comments as always. So next week, the standard episode is Kidnapping of Toad, which was the one that was postponed, of course, to make way for Halloween and Bonfire Night. So Kidnapping of Toad is next week, but then in 4 weeks' time, we do, of course, pick up with Series 5 again. And that next episode is, let me just double check, I think it's, yes, A Toad in Time. Now that is one of my favourites, but at the same time, quite a really weird one, an unusual one, and definitely a sign that they were running out of ideas because it's very, very far-fetched, but it's a great one, and you've got a great team on it as well, and so look forward to that in 4 weeks' time. So thanks a lot, all the best, enjoy the autumn weather as it gets colder and colder, and I shall see you soon. Alright, cheers then.